Assalamu alaikum. I'm Marwa Mohkum Sheikh. Welcome to Narmis. Why does the Ukraine war drag on? Because everyone wants what the other refuses to give. Russia wants land, the rest of Donbass and beyond, along with ironclad commitments that NATO will never expand east. Ukraine wants guarantees as strong as NATO's Article 5, protection that ensures its sovereignty is never traded away. Europe wants security without another energy crisis. And Washington under Trump wants American-branded peace, but one that avoids US troops or endless aid. But what is the real imbalance here? For Russia, Ukraine is survival. Buffer, empire, identity. Moscow will fight for it. But for the West, Ukraine is credibility, not existence. Europe sends weapons, not sons. America sends dollars, not divisions. Putin knows this imbalance of will, and he plays to it, grinding forward in Donbass, waiting for Western unity to break before Russian determination does. And how does Gaza fit into this? Because Washington and Europe cannot fight two crises with equal force. Every missile in Gaza distracts from Ukraine. Every escalation in the Middle East drives energy costs higher, weakening Europe, strengthening Russia. Moscow even aligns with Iran, turning Gaza's flames into leverage for its own war. So when we ask which war ends first, the answer is simple. Gaza is more likely to end, but only in the sense of a ceasefire that pauses the bloodshed. Ukraine will not. That war is existential, endurance-based and asymmetrical. Russia fights for survival. The West fights for credibility, and endurance favors Moscow. So what paths remain open? One could be a freeze-first armistice, where the guns fall silent along hardened lines, Europe sends coalitions of the willing as security shields, NATO membership is deferred, and sanctions ease in steps. Another is a UN framework, with Russia demanding a co-guarantor role that Kiev rejects but which buys Moscow time and legitimacy. A third is bilateral defense pacts, US, UK, and France signing NATO-light guarantees, paper promises without troops designed to reassure Ukraine while avoiding direct confrontation. And what if Zelensky himself is replaced? Imagine Valery Zaluzhny, the popular general rising through the elections. At first glance, a soldier president might stiffen Ukraine's resolve. Yet paradoxically, such a shift could tip the balance in Moscow's favor. Why? Because Russia thrives on portraying Ukraine as a militarized state, run by generals instead of civilians. A narrative it would weaponize to fracture Western unity. Europe, already fatigued, might hesitate to bankroll a perpetual generals' war. Washington too could use Zaluzhny's ascent as a chance to recalibrate, pressing for compromise under the guise of new leadership. In the end, what looks like harder resolve could isolate Kiev and give Moscow strategic space to dictate terms. But if none of these scenarios hold, then the war grinds on. Russia pushes inch by inch, Ukraine resists at staggering cost, and stalemate itself becomes the only guarantee. Not peace, not victory, only exhaustion. So the likely outcome comes into view. Gaza pauses, Ukraine endures. Russia secures gains de facto, Europe shoulders the guarantees. Trump claims the credit, and Ukraine survives, sovereign yet scarred, suspended between war and freedom. Endurance is the last currency of war, and Russia is spending it more ruthlessly than the West can afford. What are your views on the enduring Ukraine war? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, Allah Hafiz.